everyone, and welcome to All Things STEM with Ashley. I'm super excited to have John here. We've had John before in our Men in STEM panel last year, and he's been such a big pillar of All Things STEM with Ashley and super supportive. So we're excited to talk about his STEM journey. John is a systems architect at an aerospace company and currently in a Ph.D. systems engineering program at the University of Texas at Arlington. He has worked in aerospace and defense, consulting, healthcare, public transportation, and commercial manufacturing. And he also helps mentor people in their careers. So welcome, John.
Howdy.
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey into STEM and engineering?
So my name's John. I'm the fifth John Conlin in my family. So dad's John 4. My hobbies include hiking and spending time with wonderful people. I got started in engineering from a very young age. My mom is a civil engineer, so they were very supportive in making sure I did very good in math and science, and they gave me lots of Legos and Minecraft objects to play with. But my dad was also a coach for our robotics team for middle school, and he was a mentor in high school for our robotics team as well. There I learned how to work with others and to run projects. And then that's where I figured out I wanted to be an industrial engineer. Yeah. As a civil engineer, not very good at chemistry. Mechanical engineer, those classes are too hard and I don't like coding. So it's like, I'm going to do industrial engineering. Yeah. So I got my bachelor's and master's in that. And in my master's classes, I discovered this subsect of systems engineering in one of my elective classes. And I really enjoyed that. So I decided to do a doctorate in it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So you kind of spoke on this. What inspired you to settle industrial? Okay. But for viewers unfamiliar with the field, how would you explain industrial engineering and systems engineering in simple terms?
Industrial engineering is the discipline of improving processes or creating processes. And systems engineering is writing requirements of an object, product, or system, and then verifying that would work in real life.
Awesome. Thank you for explaining that. Mm-hmm. So what made you transition from industrial engineering to systems engineering professionally?
So my first jobs out of college was in June 24. I was a project engineer associate, and I had just finished my elective class for my master's, and I was also starting research at that time for my master's program. And my master's program was fully systems engineering research for one of their projects at UT Arlington. And then the team I was on at the time had a lot of systems engineering work at my job. So they're like, hey, nobody can do this. I was like, I'll take a stab at it. It turns out I volunteered for myself for a lot of work. And that's how I got into that field. Yeah. And then about 14 months into my job, I found an open role in a different group at the company. I was like, fully remote, slightly more money, and the thing I'm getting my doctorate in for specifically, yes, I will apply.
Excellent. That's awesome how you expanding yourself and taking the opportunity led to you finding new roles. And then you have experience from taking a stab at it in your project engineering.
I also only found it because I was referring one of my friends to the company. And I was like, wait a second, that one looks like it applies to me. Let me click the apply button.
I love that. Well, thank you for sharing. So, John, what does a typical day look like for you as a systems engineer in the industry?
So as I stated prior, systems engineers write requirements and validate if they would work in real life for any type of object or system. The system I work with is the entirety of the business area that produces happy rockets. And typically I'm assigned part of that business. I go in and I see what data is being communicated between different people or applications. And then I write requirements or use cases to see how that would translate to real life. And then write that down in our model, and I give that to my boss.
Awesome.
And I speak to the stakeholders in that particular part of the company if I have any questions.
Gotcha. I know you are involved with SHPE and different things like that. As a minority male in STEM, have you faced any challenges throughout your academic or professional journey?
Not really.
That's good.
It's pretty good. Yes, I'm very blessed to be not have really faced too much in the way of academic or professional blockades due to my race and gender.
Yeah.
My last 3 bosses have been women, so that was interesting. Obviously in a positive way.
Yeah.
My 2 supervising professors been very helpful too, because they understand I have a job, and I also work for them for free.
With the research and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
I guess in terms of networking, they like putting me out there because I'm very good at talking to people of whoever. Yeah. So I got to go to NSB and Sweet Recruit.
So lucky.
And the UT Arlington College of Engineering, where they put me on their LinkedIn, which I thought was pretty funny.
Oh, that's awesome. And for those watching, NSB is National Society of Black Engineers, and Society of Women Engineers is SWE. And SHPE is?
The Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers.
Yes, so that was what he was referring to. He got to go to all the conferences because he's such a great mentor, facilitator, and networker. So
they hired lots of my friends.
Yes, we actually going to get into that today. But the next question I wanted to ask is, were there any mentors, professors, or experiences that helped shape your path and confidence in STEM?
Well, there's the 2 that I were born with, which were my parents. They helped me get started, and they raised me and all of that. In terms of mentors, I did get to see several of them last night. So as I mentioned, Steve and Julio were people I mentored me when I was an intern 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Time flies.
Time flies. So those 2 in particular were very helpful. And then there's another one. His name also happens to be John. I met him at a SHPE conference 5 years ago now. And we actually got to recruit together at SWE. Awesome. So I've plenty of good coworker mentors, including Ashley.
Thank you.
And then professors, my first industrial engineering professor is very helpful because she taught us the foundations of, I guess, industrial engineering. And I remember in her first class, she was a nice, sweet, not too old, she's one of those nice, sweet ladies. And then in the next class, she taught coding, and this was before ChatGPT, and we're also not allowed to use that. Yeah. We made a meme where it was on the left side when she taught, she was all nice and cuddly. On the second, it was all right,
get it together.
Yes, a lot of my classmates did not pass, and I got.
Oh wow.
Yes, it was a fun class. And then my supervising professor, Dr. Jones and Dr. Wetz, are very nice people. Yeah. And then our chair for industrial manufacturing and systems engineering, Dr. Golston, is also a very good mentor of mine. He lets me present once a semester for his introduction to industrial engineering. So
that's good.
It's pretty fun.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. You're currently pursuing a doctorate in systems engineering. So while working a full-time job. So how do you balance career, school, and your personal life?
You want the honest answer?
It's for the audience, and so whatever you want to say.
There's certainly times where I've done it better, and there's certainly times when I've done it worse. At my job, I obviously do the best I can because, if God forbid, ever get fired from my job, no one's going to pay for my doctorate. So obviously that comes first. Mm-hmm. And then obviously taking care of myself. School, not always been the best student, but I have plenty of other things to do in personal life. Mm-hmm. It's been a couple of things that have fallen to the wayside, but it's part of life.
It is.
I don't really pursue leadership roles in the organizations that we had discussed. I live on campus. I'm also fully remote. I take most of the time off I've taken from work was for school.
Yeah.
And then my doctorate and my job are very aligned. So a lot of I think it's called peer research that I had to do for my doctorate, I just do it at my job, and that is allowed because they can't take the information from my brain. And then things in my personal life, a bunch of my friends do live near me, which is nice.
That's good. So do you ever use calendars or planners, writing notes down to?
I write down lots of notes.
Yeah.
I used to use a planner.
Yeah.
I just don't anymore.
Right.
Calendar.
Like in your phone app?
I should use my calendar more often.
No, I was just wondering. I like to pick different people's brains to give people like tangible things they could try to implement. So that was good.
I use the Notepad app.
That's good. That's perfect. It's you to you. So what motivated you to pursue a PhD after already establishing your career?
So as I've shared with you, I found an internal company document that says a doctorate is equivalent to 5 years of experience.
Okay.
And then my supervising professor caught me off guard last year. And he's like, "Hey, John, you should do a doctorate." I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah.
It was at a gala for industrial engineering when my brother had won a couple of scholarships, so it's in a good mood.
Yeah.
And back then our department had lots of money, so they were very generous with the refreshments.
Yeah. It's so funny. So why systems engineering instead of industrial engineering again?
Some of those internal systems engineering, one, I never have worked an actual quote unquote industrial engineering job.
That's okay.
It's always had a different title. And then I like the abstractness of systems engineering and getting to write stuff down, and then you can get to see it in real life. So I had a couple of very cool professors that got to explain some of the things they wrote down and how they are either produced or fly now. So that's pretty cool. Systems engineering also is slightly better compensated than industrial engineering, which I tell all of my friends in industrial engineering that, and most of them have listened.
Yeah, that's good. Spreading the knowledge. So what are some misconceptions people have about engineering careers?
I don't have to use calculus anymore, so that's pretty cool. Most of the people I know are very good at most of the people I work with, especially in systems engineering, have to be good at talking to others because we have to get information out of people.
Yeah.
So you have to be very thorough and concise with your questions to get the most amount of information without bothering them again. Plenty of technically sound people with experience and longer than I've been alive also still make mistakes. So
yes.
bound to happen. I don't have to use physics anymore. That's pretty cool. Physics and chemistry were only useful for the lab portions.
Yeah.
So the lab portions are very useful. If I only had to choose between having a job and going to a doctorate school, I would pick having a job. I think the doctorate people would also agree with me.
Yeah, it's a lot, doing a dissertation, research, all of that.
Yes.
Okay. So, John, how important are internships, networking, and student organizations for engineering students today? You know this very well.
So I've had 7 internships and 1 research job before I started working full-time. I've been to at least 24 conferences at this point. I used to be very active in student organizations, but now I just show up as that nice alumni guy.
Well, you're getting your doctorate. Your time is different now.
Absolutely. Well, that also means I can still be on campus. So I'm like, free pizza. I'm going to embrace the doctorate student way of life.
Yeah.
Internships are absolutely important. So you know what kind of companies you want to work at and what kind of jobs you don't want to work at. So there's benefits to working in the government and small companies and large companies, family-owned companies or medium-sized companies. They're all very different. I don't like to work at family companies because the company politics are difficult to navigate. You have to be related to them. And there's, for the 7 different internships I had, there was only one that I didn't really enjoy. The other ones were all fine. And then the last one, which was a systems engineering internship, I greatly did enjoy. I got to see lots of cool things, and I got to go on like company floors or manufacturing floors. Got to go on tours. There's the consulting company I worked at was like, hey, we have lots of money. We'll fly you out. And we'll buy your food and other things. So it's definitely important to do as much work as you can before you graduate, so you understand where you want to take your career. And then it lets you specialize into a field earlier into your career and just helps you figure out what you like and don't like. From a networking perspective, the next person you meet might like hire you or something. So should not go into it with that mindset. You should go out there to genuinely meet new people and look for friends, of course. But it's plenty of very nice. Most people are very altruistic or are willing to help people that they believe deserve it or people that put themselves out there. Definitely had lots of people that showed me the right path forward in terms of engineering. And then, now I'm the old guy, so I get to point the younger kids, well, I don't even say younger kids, the next generation of people in the right direction as well.
Yeah.
From a student organization perspective, got started out in that really young.
Which ones?
SHPE and Engineering Student Council were my favorites during undergrad. And I had plenty of good friends in both of those. If you remember Hanumath and Harsha, they were my Engineering Student Council fellow officers. And then, a bunch of my SHPE friends graduated from college to the adult chapter.
Yeah.
But I would say I was only really active as an officer for my freshman and sophomore year. I would say you should join a student organization and get your officer experience, if you so choose to, out of your system while you're younger, so you can pursue more, I don't want to say productive, but productive. So it is more important to have a job or an internship or a research position or other types of networking more so than a student organization as an officer, but you should definitely be a member of it and meet people in there.
And it's nice to have like-minded people going through some of the same courses, sometimes the same calculus classes, and you can meet people from other majors and other people that may have the same, passions.
Yes,
and fun.
I did use a student organization. My younger brother is also an industrial engineering student, and I used SHPE to convince other members to switch to industrial engineering so my little brother would have classmates.
It's funny. So how did you get 7 internships?
I applied.
So you started in high school?
I tried, but I had COVID, so we didn't have a graduation. We didn't get internships. But no, freshman year, I applied to a couple, and then I got a job at a local manufacturing company. And then my university also has very good relationships with companies in the area, and they started something called a college work experience program. So that's where they hired us out to the local aerospace company as student contractors. So when I finished my summer internship, in summer of 2021, I immediately got placed in that program. I was the second group of CWEPs they ever hired. And the reason I was placed so high up is because they wanted me to work earlier, but that job posting got canceled or something along those lines. I then got a real internship. I was graduated from contractor to a regular intern. And then I won a scholarship, which also included a job. And that scholarship paid for my junior year of college.
What scholarship is that?
The Dallas Area Rapid Transit Scholarship. Okay. It no longer exists.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So my old director was like, yeah, John, you should go take that. We'll see you around later. Unfortunately, he did retire before I went to go back full time.
Right.
So, and then summer of 2023 was an interesting year. I worked full time as a consulting intern. I worked part time as a systems engineering intern at the local aerospace company. So I did two at the same time.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to ask, for some overlapping or was some during the school year? I try
to not have that happen, but apparently my skills were in demand at that time because the team was very intelligent and very good at their jobs. I was good at computers.
Yeah.
So they had me start earlier and they had me work part-time throughout that summer, and they had me continue working after. Mm-hmm. So this is my 5th and 6th one. And then I did a class for my master's program, and I didn't get paid for this internship, but the UT Southwestern gave me a badge that said student intern.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
and that also overlapped with my real job.
Yeah. So do you think that networking helped facilitate some of those connections, or?
Yes, absolutely. For my first CWEB job, my bosses definitely liked me. And I still do talk to them today because they interviewed one of my very close friends recently. Essentially, they were going through a hiring spree and they're trying to hire a bunch of new people like me. I was like, hey, my classmates need jobs. So I slid a couple of their resumes across the table, and the CWEP people were quite happy about that. So that would be our UTA handlers. Give our resumes to those hiring managers, and they pick which of us they like the most. Okay. And then the only reason I got my second CWEP job was because of prior work that I did, and because they knew who I was. And then I got my last healthcare internship because I took my class with my professor for systems engineering.
Awesome. So you can see how networking helps, and it pays off for other opportunities. So you've highlighted this a little bit, and I'm super excited to have you express about this because you have made a huge impact in the DFW area. You've had almost 50 people get jobs?
It was 43, 43 directly, and then anyone that asked me for salary negotiation like this.
Like, you are the king of that. So you actively help students from your university pipeline get hired into your company. Why is mentorship and representation so important to you?
Well, it's a great question. So there was a long time ago when, when I was a CWEP, I had interviewed 4 times to be a real intern at the company because as wonderful as my managers and my teammates were, that job just wasn't for me. Right. So I was like, I need a switch. And then I got an opportunity to go work in Alabama, but they wouldn't give me a relocation stipend. So I was like, no, thank you. And the other 3 just all happened to say no. So I accepted an opportunity to go work for another aerospace company in Utah. I didn't really want to do that because at the time I wanted to be close to family. And be around there for my friends or other loved ones or something like that. And then in April of 2022, I got a phone call. They're like, hey, do you still want to do XYZ job at the aerospace company in Fort Worth? I was like, sure. So I took it, But that was one of the experiences in my life that was like, things could have been quite different, because that department was also where I started my full-time job at. So the connections I made at my old internship were very helpful starting out. And then my senior year, my second CWEP job would not give me a return offer. In their defense, they didn't have enough money in the budget to hire me on time. So there's a glorious 2-month period between when I found out and when there were some conferences. I went to the Hispanic Scholarship. It's right here. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund Finance Conference.
Yeah.
I was like, and then the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineer National Conference. And those are both in fall 23. I was like, all right, I need to find a job so I'm not broke or whatever after graduation. And at the time, finding a job was a lot more important to me, because things were going on in my life. I was like, I need a job, need health insurance.
Yeah.
But I applied to thousands of jobs, or between 1,000 or 2,000. Talked to yes.
And it was during COVID too.
No, it was 2023. It was right after.
Okay.
So yeah, between August of 2023, I was like, my boss isn't going to hire me. And then the conferences in like late October, I would talk to basically anyone. And I was very good at finding recruiters on LinkedIn and then finding where they would be at these conferences. A lot of them do remember me still, when I go back as a grown up. But I would talk to basically anyone. And then at the SHPE conference, that was back when in-person interviews were still very common. There was one day where I had 8 interviews in a row. That was basically from 8 to 5. And I think in total I had 14 or 15 in-person interviews at the SHPE conference, and then plenty that followed up before and after. And I did get 2 full-time offers, and I took the one that was in Fort Worth, the other one was paid quite a bit better, but I don't want to live in the middle of nowhere, Missouri.
Yeah.
And the reason why I took the one that was local, so I could be near family and friends, and so I could pursue educational career milestones, which I would not be able to do if I lived in Missouri.
Right. Okay.
So those are the 2 driving reasons. I had lots of mentors that I shared, personal details about my life at the time, and they greatly pushed me forward.
That's awesome. I'm glad you're able to give back and move it forward, because like you said, you have helped 50 people, about 50 people. That is amazing. And that's just great, especially in the economy today and the way jobs are doing. It's really nice that you are helping others the way.
Yeah, the hiring landscape's also changed quite a bit too. Certain unnamed rules passed by whoever, but that has changed how people have been hired. But so there's 2 different periods, I guess. There's this is how people are hired or could be hired then. And this is how people are hired now.
Right.
And you really have to, I learned that process by osmosis, just by being around it. And I also do have a good relationship with some of our talent acquisition people. I'm like, hey, you should hire that person. And most of the time they listen.
That's good. Well, because you've built a relationship and you've built trust.
Yes,
so where they know that you're only going to refer someone that's actually qualified or willing to do the work.
One thing I am proud of, every single person that I have mentored at least got an interview.
Yeah.
And there's literally a handful of people I'm like, it'd be nice if they were my coworker. One of these days.
Yeah.
But those are my 2 personal reasons for helping people out. And, it's nice when your friends can come out to nice places and hang out with you. It's also cool whenever you're at a happy hour and you know everybody.
That's good. Now, what advice would you give students who may feel intimidated by engineering or doubt whether they belong in STEM?
Don't do that.
Just go for it. Do it.
I've always gone for it. It hasn't always necessarily been the best decision, but I got through it eventually.
Use resources.
One of the biggest things that I was most afraid of was my candidacy exam. That's where I would have to take a test over 6 different courses. So I would have to be good enough to, or be knowledgeable in those 6 disciplines enough to pass an exam where the professors like to trick you a couple of times. Some of them are nice about it and very straightforward. Others are like, let's see if you remember what was in my class. So that was one of the things that I was most intimidated by. I was supposed to take it last semester, but that's when I had started my new role. So I took it about a month ago.
So all doctorate students have to take it?
All doctorate students have to take something like it. Some may have to take 2 or a second one, but generally, at least at my university, I have to pass the candidacy exam. I have to write 3 papers that are good enough. And then generally those papers are turned into a thesis of a compilation of your work. I got through the hard part because now for doctorate students in my university, if you fail the exam twice, you're kicked out of the program. And for people like me, I mean, if I get kicked out, I'll be fine. My other colleagues would probably get sent back to their home country. So it's a lot bigger of a deal for them than it is for me. But it was quite a challenging thing I spent months preparing for this.
Oh, wow.
I did very good in 5 of them. And the 6th one, I was like, yeah, this is not a fun class. And this is a teacher that likes to play tricks the most. She's a very nice woman, of course, and very good at what she does. I would generally just say, go for it. And if there's consequences later, you can deal with those as they arise.
Yeah. And John had great time management because he did this in the middle of hosting a conference.
Oh, yeah,
He was pulled 100 different directions.
Yes, that was fun.
So what skills do you believe will be most valuable for future engineers over the next 5 to 10 years, especially with AI coming on, different things like that?
I would say the ability to be able to think without using AI is pretty helpful. There's some god-awful emails and papers that I've read, which were really funny, but I was like, come on, seriously?
Yeah.
AI is a very useful tool, but it should not think for you.
Right. So what skills should they have in lieu of that?
The ability to think without critical thinking.
Critical thinking
is the most important skill for a future engineer.
Yeah.
And secondly would be the ability to communicate well with others.
Yeah, thank you. So what accomplishments, and you have so many, what accomplishments are you most proud of in your career and academic journey so far? And you can name one from each.
I would say the ability to guide many of my friends and loved ones to their careers is the accomplishment I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
As I mentioned prior, scholarships are also very important to me.
Yeah.
I did win 29 of those in my undergrad, with the last one being the former college to careers one.
Yeah.
So those 2 accomplishments, I think, show best of my perseverance and dedication and ability to, or willingness to help others. I like the job that I have, and I'm glad I'm able to do it while doing a doctorate part-time. I did my master's full-time. That was while working full-time. That was not my best. That was not a good idea, but I did it.
You made it. That's good. What legacy do you hope to leave through your work, mentorship, and leadership in STEM? You already have left a crazy impact, but is there anything else?
I hope we have more systems engineers. There's lots of work, and it's a very abstract field, so it's hard for some people to wrap their heads around it, and I by no means am perfect at it. So I hope we have more engineers and business people in the workplace. In terms of mentorship, I've seen plenty of the people that I helped guide, do their own thing, which I'm very proud of. And I hope to give them more opportunity, or I hope to guide them to more opportunities that let them expand that. So my 2 roommates next year might get to go to the UT Arlington Engineering Career Fair.
Oh, good.
Yes. And then in terms of leadership, I'm more than happy to lead from the front or the back, but prefer to lead from the back so I can fully think things out.
Right.
And then guide people to what they would be best at.
Okay. Awesome. What advice would you give your younger self entering college as an engineering student?
Study more. Well, study more in calculus or chemistry or physics, because those were the classes I did get the worst grades in. My worst grade was differential equations and linear algebra, which was a combined course. It was 70% of each thrown into one class. I was like,
my goodness.
Our teacher was mean. It's the only C I got.
Yeah, but you made it.
Yes. Sleep more, work out more, and then spend time with good quality people.
Yes, okay. Can you tell us 3 tips for success you have in navigating a career in STEM?
Ooh, this is fun. So one thing I'm very good at is being as a young person at any corporation, it's very important to be friendly and social to an extent that does not cross any professional lines. That's greatly helped me get different kinds of opportunities at work. Mm-hmm. There's internal reward or feedback systems generally at most large corporations as well. So make sure you take the time to use that. It's very helpful. Your boss might not know every single little thing you do, and that's good because they have like between 2 to 50 other people to watch, so they're not going to know your every move. So it's important that your boss is aware of the good things you do. Either you bring them up to them, or you have people you write, or you do good work for other people, and then they tell your boss. So that's been very helpful. Understanding how you are promoted at work is also very helpful. Mm-hmm. The company we work at, they like pieces of paper on your wall, which are degrees. Part of the reason I got my master's and hopefully eventually doctorate, not all of it though. I would like to be an adjunct professor one day. But
You'll be great. You'll be great. You can do it. Maybe
in a year and a half or 2 years.
You got to take a break after the doctorate.
I'm taking a 1 month PTO.
Yeah.
I have 160 hours.
That's good. So anything you want to share with the audience before we close out today?
Career. Take care of your personal life. The career isn't everything. School isn't everything. The people you're close to should be.
Yeah, that's awesome. So me and John met at work, and we at first were in the same building, so I didn't see him that much. I had my people's full time because we had a mutual friend, Angela. And then that's when I first met you.
Yes, I remember.
And then me and him, when we moved to our new building, our desks were beside each other. And so we were beside each other and we just started really talking because, like you said, we're friendly. And we just clicked, and it's been wonderful. And he's been super supportive. And now we have a great friendship. And now he's here to share wisdom with you all today. So that's just a little fun story about how me and John met. Just saying hi at work, because we weren't even on the same team, but we still said hi to each other.
We had the same director.
Yeah. And then it built on top of that. Well, good. Well, so John, where can people follow you, connect with you, follow your journey, or learn more about your work?
I have a LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. If you Google John Conlin, systems architect, Ph.D. student, you will find me.
Yeah, so if you all want to connect or have any questions for John or just want to follow all the impact he makes in the DFW community, check him out there. You can also see him in our Men in STEM panel episode. You can check back on that on the channel. And we are so glad to have him here for our Men in STEM series. So thank you again for coming.
My pleasure.
Yes, everyone make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.